If you're here, I'm hoping to only take 10 minutes, maybe 15 tops of your time to go over what this ERC is. Our company is called ERC Specialists. I'll get right into it. Employee Retention Credits, that's what it stands for, or Employee Retention Credit. If you're a business owner and you are very familiar with the CARES Act and the PPP and EIDL. The CARES Act, this was amended, the American Rescue Plan Act was amended March 11, 2021 by President Biden, signed into law. If you are a business owner, you've probably heard of EIDL or PPP. I would be surprised if you didn't. That was from the SBA. This is called the Employee Retention Credit. This is a tax credit, and this is from the Treasury Department, and there's an unlimited amount of funds where there was certain restrictions. I think the first wave of PPP was up to $700 billion, and if you didn't do it in time, you didn't get it. This is from the Treasury Department, and it's up to $33,000 per employee. Yes, per employee. That is if you had a full-time, part-time, or seasonal employee. Okay, we'll go over what that means later on in the presentation. But this is free money. The reason why they call it a credit is if you had back taxes, or if you have back taxes, they will take that and then give you the difference. In other words, we just helped a company that had $800,000 credit. They had $250,000 in back taxes. The IRS sent them the difference of $550,000. If you don't have back taxes, you'll receive the full amount of money, $800,000, and it's taxed as regular income. So you might say, well, I got to pay taxes on it? That was $800,000 that you just put more in your pocket, you know? So anyways, free money, but you have to do it properly. And we as a company, that's what we help you do. Now, I talk about later in the presentation what my story is. I'll just talk about right now. I'll skip through the very end or that slide here. If you Google, and I suggest you Google ERC credit. If after the ads, you'll come up to the irs.gov website. It's called the Employee Retention Credit, and you'll see that. Now, you might say, why hasn't my CPA told me about this? Don't get mad at your CPA. I would say 9 times out of 10, your CPA does not do your weekly payroll nor your quarterly returns on your payroll. He or she, CPA, tax professional, they deal with your 1040s and 1120s and more on top of that. But they don't do your 941 amended returns. Your summary table. So sometimes people say, hey, my tax professional said I don't qualify, so yeah, I don't qualify. That's because they looked at one qualifier. The first qualifier is, was there a decline in business? Well, I made money, so that's why I don't qualify. The next one is, was your company shut down by a full or partial government mandate by your federal, state, city, county level? In quarter 2 and quarter 3 of 2020, that's hard not to qualify. I'll just say that right now. This is by quarter basis. So although I said up to 33,000, you might not get the full 33,000. You might get 5,000. You might get 5,000 or 10,000. That's why you still need to apply it. We've made this very automated. And here's the other thing too, is you can see, I've had people say, oh, I had 300 employees. My tax professional said I didn't qualify. Well, that's because they amended it, and now you can have up to 500. Government organizations, you can have credit unions, colleges, universities that provide medical and hospital care, recovery startup businesses. Let's say you started a business after February 15th, 2020. You can get money for quarter 3 and quarter 4 this year. Some people say, oh, I got PPP money, so I don't qualify. There was 5.2 or 5.8 million companies that received PPP money. Every single one of them that qualify. We do need the documents of your PPP, but that doesn't affect if you receive the credit or not. Okay. Now, how much is the credit? And this is employee base. Sorry, 1099 doesn't qualify. This is straight W-2. You get up to $33,000 per employee. What can the credit be used for? So during the PPP, they had to use it for payroll. They had to use it for certain things. You can use it for anything right now. Granted, this bill's been amended twice. They could change that. Right now, it's for anything. And I think they're going to keep it that way because that's hard to track after they just send someone like a tax refund money. Why hasn't my CPA told me about this? Again, your CPA doesn't do with your weekly quarter returns, weekly payroll. Don't get mad at your CPA or your tax professional. This is a payroll tax credit. We're amending your 941s. CPAs deal with the 1040s, 1120s. We've had plenty of people even have their CPA or tax professional do it for them. And then we looked at it and we actually got them more credit. So This is something we're specializing in. We're very dialed in. We have the great people around us to make it work. QuickBooks, ADP, Paychex require the business owners to manually apply for this credit on their own. We have ADP, the biggest payroll company in the country, doesn't do it. My personal experience, we talked about that. Who's your advocate? We are. ERC specialists. We specialize in helping businesses claim that ERC tax credit. We're created by business owners for business owners. Now, I'm big on this book called Who Not How. Rather than me as a business owner, I'm not a tax, a professional. I went and got ones that were doing this and fully understood it, that were very reputable. My partner, my director of fulfillment, she's certified on the payroll. She's a certified payroll professional. So on the payroll, American Payroll Institute, active member in the American Payroll Association, and is currently serving on the board of the APA chapter. Okay, so the Who Not How book is, rather than trying to figure out how to do things, figure out who around you can do things with. And so we went and got people that had years experience in doing payroll, this type of stuff, in order to make this work. We have over 35 processors and growing. It's a very automated process. This has taken months to put together, both by their backgrounds and training and our automated process. So we say automated process because we saw that we were going to help not just thousands of companies, tens of hundreds of thousands of companies, and we want to make it automated. We don't want to have phone calls for 5 or 10 minutes to see if you qualify or not. What's not wasting each other's time is if you put the stuff in and we're able to have your documents in front of us to help look at it and say, okay, you do receive credit or you don't. Okay, we are aggressive for the credit and staying within law. We don't like to do that gray area. This is black or white for us. We are aggressively helping you qualify. When others fail, we can get you credit. And that goes along with people saying, oh, my tax professional wasn't able to give me credit. We're getting credit for those people a lot of the times. We are experts in the law. When others, and how we charge money is when others were charging 25 to 30% up front for the back end credit up front. Sometimes they would charge money up front. We don't charge anything up front. We only receive credit when you receive the money. So you should have the peace of mind knowing we're working hard for you, staying within the law to get that money. In other words, and here's kind of the next step is we just helped a company get $1 million. Right now, the backlog's about 16 weeks with the IRS. The longer you wait, the longer that backlog's going to be. I guarantee it. We believe by 2020, the first part of 2020, it could be 6 months. It could be 8 months. Right now, it's 4 months. Okay. When the money's received, it goes to an escrow company that's been around for 30 years. The money goes there, and the 15% gets sent to us, and 85% gets sent to them. So someone might say, is there a money-back guarantee? Well, we don't receive the money until that's taken care of. We're incentivized to get you as much money as possible and don't get paid until you get paid. What is the audit risk? And so going back to there too, if someone got you some money and maybe you think maybe you can get a little bit more, apply, do it. Maybe we get you a little bit more, and we'll work hard for you in order to make that happen. What is the audit risk? We get that question all the time. We have over 20 years of filing payroll taxes. In that time, including hundreds of ERC credit filings, we have never seen an audit from one of our clients. Our director of fulfillment, I talked about her credentials before, has never seen an audit. Your income taxes gets the audit. Your tax professional would deal with that audit. However, having that said, we still want to give you an full service audit protection with every file we do, because we want to make sure you have that peace of mind and taken care of that way. How do I get started? Go to ercspecialist.com, or the person that referred you. This is kind of what the website looks like. We have a video. This takes about 3 or 4 minutes. I suggest watching that, giving a little bit more information than even I talked about. This IRS tax code goes right to the website, talks about where it used to be $10,000. Now it's up to $33,000. A little farther down, that summary table, you can click here, go through the summary table and understand that a little bit. And then we have frequently asked questions. How do we charge? Is this a loan? It's not a loan. It's a refundable tax credit. And then when you hit begin qualifying, go through this. If your person that referred you, put their name in there because we want to make sure they get credit for it. They might have a coupon code. That actually helps them follow up for it for you as well, because we want to make sure they get credit for it. Now, that's kind of what the website looks like. What is needed from the business owner? 941s, your quarterly returns, and payroll summary reports, basic PPP info, and it goes into a secured Dropbox. And then that's when everything is very automated. We're following up with you. We're going through all the different steps of that following up with you. Now, let's say you have referrals. That someone referred you, but you have referrals. We love paying referrals, and we pay anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 on a paid referral. So obviously, the money, when we receive it in right now 16 weeks, we'll then pay those referrals. Your referrer will do that for you. What's the time frame? 16 weeks, like we talked about. The longer time is of the essence, because the longer you take, it's going to get backlogged. We have designed our process to be fast, but we can't help until the business owner applies and submits the correct forms and information. Okay. Go to the website. I talked about that. And I wanted to thank you for your time. If you have any questions, go to support@ercspecialist.com or go to our website and apply today. Thank you for your time.